Mindset is so important in life. And I think a lot of times we can kind of get in our own way because we'll be hard on ourselves. We will be just, telling ourselves what a big failure we are and just how we can't get anything right. And when we have such a negative mindset, it does make a difference. Hey everybody, and welcome to my channel. This is Jessie's Realm and my name is Jessie. Today I want to talk about 3 tips to help with productivity mindset. Mindset is so important in life. And I think a lot of times we can kind of get in our own way because we'll be hard on ourselves. We will be just, telling ourselves what a big failure we are and just how we can't get anything right. And when we have such a negative mindset, it does make a difference. So it's important to have the right mindset. So before we even get into productivity and how to become more productive in our daily lives as stay-at-home moms or in whatever it is that you're doing to be more productive in that, we have to first make sure that our mindset is in the right place. So I have 3 tips today about the mindset and how to make sure that we are open and that we are opening up ourselves to be able to really be productive. The first tip that I have is don't worry about being perfect. Just do your best. The best is good enough. As you try and you practice and you're doing it more and more, then it's going to get better. But it's not going to be perfect the first time you ever try something. So it's important to just do it. Do your best. Put your heart into it. Do your very best. And at the end of the day, you could know, I did my best. It might not have turned out perfectly, but if you did your best, then that's good enough. So just do your best. Don't worry about perfect. That one's hard for me because I'm a perfectionist. So I will tend to be like, I gotta do it perfect. If it's not perfect, I'm not even gonna try. But practice makes perfect. And if you don't ever try, you're not ever gonna be perfect. Speaking to myself here. So then we have tip number 1 is don't worry about being perfect. Just do your best. Tip number 2 is do not try to keep up with the Joneses. Figure out what works for you and for your family and do that. And what I mean by that is don't be looking at everybody else and saying, well, look what they're doing, look how they're doing it, look what they're able to do, and I can't do that, and why can't I do that? Everybody's in a different stage in their life. Everybody is on their own journey through life. We cannot look at somebody else and be like, that's what I want, or why can't I be like that? We have to figure out who we are, who our family is, what our family needs, what we need, and then work towards that. And it's easy for us to look at other people and to be thinking, wow, they have it like figured out, and just, oh, look at my family. We have this, it's not working for us. So, and especially in this day and age of social media, of YouTube and Instagram and other things, you see other people's picture perfect houses, and it's like, for me, I have 3 kids. My house is never picture perfect. And I look at that and I think, why can't I get my house picture perfect? But my oldest is 5 years old. And while we are trying to develop good habits and to teach them from a very young age to be tidy, it's just not realistic that the house is gonna be picture perfect. And I don't even really want my kids to feel like they can't play in the house because it has to be perfect. It has to be so nice all the time that they can't play in it. So there has to be found a balance, and you figure out what works for your family, what you want your house to look like, what you want your family to be focused on, and go there and do that. That's important. So that's tip number 2. And tip number 3 is don't give up after only trying it for a few days. Habits take time to develop. And that's also one that's not always easy for me to do because I tend to be impatient. I want results and I want them yesterday. So I can kind of go into life and be like, okay, I'm gonna try this new thing. And I sit down and be like, okay, this week we're trying this whole new schedule. And by Wednesday, it's like, oh, things did not go to schedule, so obviously this does not work for us. And then I throw it all out. And it's like, for one, you have to be very flexible with kids. So you aren't going to be able to have like a blocked out schedule and say that, 15 minutes for this and 30 minutes for this and 10 minutes for this, and this is how it's going to be from the time we wake up till the time we go to bed. It just does not work with kids. But also, habits take time to develop. So when you're giving up after 3 days or after 1 week or even after 2 weeks, you have not developed that habit yet. So you don't actually know if it's going to work for you or not, because you're not past the stage of still developing that habit. Once the habit is there and it's a habit, then you'll know whether it actually is going to work for you or not. And what I mean is, like, there are some things where we can really push through and say, okay, I'm going to do this consistently for 2 months. And then at the end of that 2-month time, I will see, did this actually work for us? Is this actually the best option for our home? And if not, then we say, okay, we tried that. Now we know that one doesn't work for us, and we try the next one. But you can't just give up after 2 weeks or after 3 days or after 5 days. You have to give it your best for enough time until you can really know if it's going to work or not. And there's some times where it really does work. And then it makes life easier, actually, because you stuck to it. So don't give up until you've really given it a good chance to take hold in your life, to develop that habit. So that's my 3 tips today. Just keeping it short and simple and sweet and right to the point, hopefully. And just like as we going into this productivity journey together, just wanted to make sure that we're starting on the right foundation of having the right mindset. This is a journey. Each of us are going to find our own our own groove in it. This is going to be where we are, and I might be over here and you might be over there, but we're going to find where we fit in. We're going to find what works for our families, and we're going to work together towards becoming more productive, becoming the best version of ourselves that we can be. And I'm excited to take this journey with you guys and to move towards this goal together of becoming more productive mothers, more productive wives, more productive housewives, or whatever it may be where you are in your life, to just become productive. But the first thing that's important is to make sure that we have the right mindset. So that's where we started today. I would love to hear any ideas that you have, any tips, any tricks, any mindset goals that you have, or mindset habits that you have to really make sure that your mind is in the right space when you're doing this and as you're making this journey. So please comment below, drop your tips and tricks below, and I would love to hear from you guys. Until the next time, stay safe and keep being productive.